Let's play a game. Take your keys, and show them to everybody. Now let's go further. Are you ready to give your keys to a stranger? Think about it.
Our keys have more value than what we think. We are much attached to them. More than we think.
There are also St. Peter's keys. Maybe we are not seeking after his keys because we already have our own keys, but are they really the same?
What is the difference between my keys and St. Peter's keys?
Let's first look at our keys. When we don't lose them, they seem to have no importance. Most of the time we don't care about them. But when we lose them, we are in big trouble. It is a real disaster. Everything seems to collapse.
Being in front of my car or in my house without the possibility to get in, because I lost them, gives me a deep feeling of stress and insecurity. Keys take a great place in our lives. They are in fact everywhere.
Oh yes, buddy. We have keys for our houses and cars. We have a keyword for our laptop, credit card, and at another level we talk about the power of key to success, keys for understanding, economic keys, political keys. Keys are everywhere, and the language of keys is not without meaning. It's not neutral. Keys represent something, and we need to be aware of that, especially when we look at St. Peter's keys.
But tell me, Jane, what is the language of keys? What do they represent?
First of all, I think the idea of keys goes along with the idea of security and our need for security and protection. But the idea of keys goes also along with the idea of power, authority, and privilege. Keys give me access to things that other people do not have access to. Keys give me access to some kind of wealth or possibilities that will only benefit me.
So the idea of keys does not always get along with the idea of fraternity and communion. Sometimes my key is there to put distance between you and me. My key is there to prevent you to come and steal what I have.
Consciously or unconsciously we have that kind of key language in our mind, and we can easily look at St. Peter's keys with his symbolism. But in front of Peter's keys we absolutely need to purify this vision, this language, or we won't open ourselves to those keys. We won't open ourselves to this gift of Jesus, to St. Peter. The keys of St. Peter are not keys of power, privilege and division. They are the keys of fraternity, communion, and we cannot receive those keys without humility. This is why I like this image of St. Peter kneeling down while he received those keys. St. Peter's keys do not look like our keys. They are totally different. So let us try to understand why they are so different. St. Augustine said that Peter's keys are the Holy Spirit. St. Peter's keys are the keys of love. They are spiritual keys. They help us to enter and to abide in God's love more and more deeply.
But tell me, Jane, what are the characteristics of St. Peter's keys?
First of all, buddy, we don't have control of them. They are totally free. They have the same characteristics as St. Peter's profession. It is not the flesh nor the blood who can give us those keys, but only the Father, only God. It is also a gift of our baptism. We don't have to be jealous of St. Peter because we already received those keys. In our baptism we have received the gift to live in communion with God, with the Holy Spirit. But as with every gift of God, we need to open ourselves to this gift, or we will lose it. Those keys are also not external to us. It is us, in communion with God, with our brothers and sisters, who need to be this key. We are called to be St. Peter's key, and to reach this goal we need to be configured more deeply to Christ, to God's love.
Oh wow, I never heard about that, Jane. This is so deep. I never heard yet I need to be St. Peter's keys. Do you have other characteristics of St. Peter's keys?
Yes, my dear. Actually, we open ourselves to those keys by helping others. If I don't help you find those keys, I won't open myself to those keys. I need you and you need me to find and to be those keys. What is behind that is simply the dynamic of love. I possess God's love only if I share it. And the last characteristics of St. Peter's keys is that they are constantly changing. The tip of our keys needs to be changed and readjusted all the time to correspond to God's love.
I don't understand, Jane. Why?
Because God's love is not something static. He expresses himself in infinite ways. So we always need in God and with God, to readjust the tip of our keys in order to correspond to the way He is.
You are right, Jane, when you say that those keys are very different from the keys of our car or our house.
Yes, totally different. And to consider the importance of Peter's keys, we have to think of the day we will pass from this world to eternity. There we will all need this key of love. We will all need to be this key of love.
This is a reminder not to postpone to later what needs to be done now. It's not tomorrow that we need to prepare our eternity, it is today. It's today that we need to be this key which corresponds to eternity. Each lock has its own key. If we want to open the lock of eternity, we need to have the key of eternity.
Yes, my dear. And as I say, we should not seek for this key in a selfish way. We should not seek for this key just for ourselves or because we want to be safe and secure. No, we have to seek to be this key of love for others. I want this healing, this freedom, this key of love which makes me free because I want to follow you, my Lord, in your passion of love. If I want to be healed without this desire to participate more deeply in God's love, I won't be free, I won't be healed. I have to seek this key for others and not only for me. And in the same way I want to open myself more deeply to the key of love, meaning to God's love, because I want to heal, to free the one that I love.
I understand. This key of St. Peter is our inheritance, but it needs to be shared. By living God's love together we will find those keys that free us from all kind of attachment. We will be free like this bird who has found the key of his cage and who gives the opportunity to others to follow him in his flight to eternity. Thanks, Jane. Love you.
Me too, Wayne.